Hi there, this is Dave, and I'm really glad you've taken this next step towards transforming yourself into an accounting superstar. Now, I know that trying new things is often seen as being risky, but I don't want you to consider this journey a risk by any means. Exploring and learning new things should always be commended in anyone who ventures down that path. It's always easiest to stay in our comfort zone and not make any changes to our lives. But as we all know, making no changes brings about no changes. Now, if you're 100% satisfied with everything in your life, then great, you have nothing that you need to change. But for the vast majority of us, that is not the case. There are always improvements we're hoping to make in our lives. Sometimes those changes are just small little tweaks. Other times, they're massive overhauls. But the important thing is to always keep your eyes out for ways to make your life better. And my hope is that this course helps move you along that path. Now, I realize that not everyone is going to go through my Access for Superstars tutorial and decide that Microsoft Access is indeed their ticket to the success they've been dreaming of. But my hope for you is that you at least explore all the information. Find things that relate to your own career and give them some consideration when you tackle some of your tasks. If at the end of the day you still decide it's not your cup of tea, no problem. At least you tried something new. The true goal of this course is not to shove Microsoft Access down your throat even if you don't want it. What we're trying to do is instill a sense of confidence in your life and career that you do have the power and ability to excel and to be unique. And the other goal is to teach you to keep your eyes open for those special opportunities that pop up that will allow you to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. Most people are just content to stay in their comfort zone, not move forward. I truly hope that upon completion of this course, you push that envelope every day and make your life as great as humanly possible. So, anyhow, the time's come. Let's launch Microsoft Access and get this party started. Alright, as you can see here, I've got the Microsoft Access 2010, got the shortcut right here on my desktop. You may be working in Microsoft Access 2007, 2003, or maybe even an older version. I don't know if anybody's still got 2000 going on out there, but there might be some folks. The kind of the point though is all these versions, they look different when you launch them. Obviously Access 2007 and 2010 are utilizing the ribbon with the new Microsoft Office products, all Excel, Word, all of those from 2007, 2010 have the ribbon versus 03 have more of the drop downs, the file, edit, view, those things. But the foundation behind Microsoft Access has not changed. The components are still the same. The navigation maybe is a little bit different, but in the end, most of the screens are pretty similar. So as we go through this, just realize that your screen may look a little different than mine, and it may be a little different to get to the same places that I'm getting to. But in the end, everything's going to work essentially the same way. Now, for those of you who may not have the Microsoft Access have a shortcut right on your desktop, I just want to throw a little piece of free advice out here for you. I've noticed when I work with a lot of people, they become so dependent on their mouse and clicking in folders and such to find things, and they forget where things are. You actually have this little handy, down in your start area, this search box here, pretty handy. You can actually just type in Access, and there it is up there, or whatever you want. If you're looking for a file typer, or you want to work in Excel, you don't have those shortcuts, just type in there, and there you go. It's right up at the top there. So just a little piece of free advice for you. But anyway, let's go ahead and launch Microsoft Access 2010. Oh, and as I launch it, you can see I'm getting this pop-up. I actually downloaded a trial of Microsoft Access 2010. I'm an owner of Microsoft Access 2007, and this is probably a good piece of information for you as well. If you don't actually have Microsoft Access on your home machine, maybe you use it at work but don't have it at home, and you wanted to try out some of these things at home, feel free to download trials right from the Microsoft Office, Microsoft website, Microsoft.com. You can download their trials of their products, and actually a little extra piece of insider secret, if you want to call it. You can actually download 2 trials of Microsoft Access. Each trial is 60 days long. The first time, if you just want to download the entire Office suite for 60 days. That includes Microsoft Access, also has Excel and Word and such. You get that for 60 days, and let's say your trial runs out and you didn't want to purchase it yet, because it can be a little pricey to purchase for home use. You can go ahead and download another trial, just Microsoft Access by itself. Like if you were going to buy it just as a single product, you can download another trial and get 60 more days. So essentially you can get 4 months worth of trials without even having to buy it. That's more than enough time to go through all my little tutorials I'm putting together and try some things out if you want to try it at home, if you didn't necessarily have time at work to try all these out. Okay, so I would just go ahead and click next, and we'll say no, I don't want to do any of this yet. I'll just cancel. Alright, so this is what your screen will look like, at least in this version. Other versions, like I said, they'll look a little different, but when you launch Access just by itself, like you're launching a brand new clean slate, not an existing database, but a clean slate, it opens up right here and it kind of now says, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to create a blank database? Obviously with 2010, there's kind of more, a lot of these 2010 programs, Office 2010, are now focusing on the web a lot more. So if you want to open a blank web database, if you're working in Access 2003, for instance, you won't even see some of these because a lot of this web-based stuff is newer for these Office products. So you can open a blank database. You can open up templates. Now, one of the things about Access is they've built quite a few templates that you can use right off the shelf that you have pretty good functionality. Businesses can actually just launch a template right away and use it for storing their contact data or doing some accounting such, whatever, right off the bat. Another good thing about templates, and I'll let you kind of in on this secret, is launching a template, a full-blown template that's fully functional, is a great way to learn Microsoft Access, because then you can dive into the different forms and tables and such and see what they're doing. So you can utilize the template and see it's doing something. You're like, wow, that's great. I wonder how they do that. Well, then you go into the design view and you kind of see how they're doing things. That was one of the main ways I learned how to use Access, is by looking at databases that others have already built or templates that are built and see how those templates are doing things. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just click on blank database, because this is really where we want to start. This is going to give us a chance. There's going to be nothing in this database. No pre-built tables, forms, queries, and such like you get with if you launched a template. So we'll go ahead and do blank database. I can call it anything I want. It kind of gives you default names, database 5 or whatever. You can override that and call it test or what have you. And then we'll go ahead and hit create. Once we do that, you'll notice that now I have, over in this area, see I have a table. And this always occurs when you launch a brand new blank database. It's going to start you off with table number 1. And the reason it does this is your table is where you actually store your data. It's the equivalent in Microsoft Excel of launching a new worksheet. And you know, when you launch Excel, you get a blank worksheet. Well, you launch a new database in Access, you get a blank table. And from here is where all your building begins. Your table is your foundation. So there you have it. We have launched Microsoft Access. We have created a blank database. And this blank database has now given us a blank table with which to start working with. Not so painful so far, I hope. That will do it for this section. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section now as we discuss tables in a little bit of detail and what is all involved in building them.